What do you see with the future, or like, I guess from when you first started in the scene till now and beyond? How do you see this going?
Oh man, I don't know.
That's a hard question.
So yeah, that's a vast answer. Like when I first started in breaking and very, very, very first started, I got really lucky. The first jam I ever went to was like an epic jam. Like I was like 15, I think, and my homegirls told me about it, and they're like, "Yo, let's go," because they knew older hip hop people in Seattle. And so we went, and I think the jam is called Breakbeats, and it's a jam that Crazy Legs was throwing on a tour where he'd throw them all over the place. And so it was so dope. All these B-Boys from all over the West Coast came, and that was the first jam I ever went to, and I got to see like LA Breakers, Cavemen in Ruin, Iron Monkey, Energetic, all these people from down here in LA and the Bay Area, people like B-Boy Wicked, B-Boy Ivan, all the people from Seattle, like the young Massive, before they were Massive Monkeys, I think. The younger, like Circle of Fire people, and see all these styles. Like I specifically remember just looking at people, how they were dressed and how they would dance, and I'd be like, wow, everybody here has their own style. Like there was a kid and he had a kung fu suit, like a silk kung fu suit and a Kangol hat, and he was doing like kung fu movements with his hands. I was like, oh shit, that's so sick. And then like,
it's like a Comic-Con.
Yeah, or like a crazy like comic book character throwdown, showdown. Like you see like one of my favorites, even from back then, from that first jam, was Jeromski, because Jeromski had mad style and like a cocky attitude, like Bruce Lee kind of. And he's dressed like he's like a little sports player or something, so he looks like he's gonna like fuck you up with his style. And then like Caveman looked like a badass, you know. He looked like from the street, like he could whoop your ass.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
But then he's gonna do some hard ass like shoulder halo, impossible type movements, you know, like. And so that was my first introduction to b-boying and hip hop.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I think has kind of left a little bit, is like that aspect where you want to look at the next person and go, nah, homie, I dance differently than you.
Yeah.
You know? Because,
A lot. Yeah, no, I think that's right. Is back then it was like you recognized people's styles and that they were good at what they're doing, but you're like, yo, my style is better, and then this is what I bring to the table. And now I think it's more like people approach it and they go, wow, I like what that guy's doing. I want to take it and flip it or something. Right. You know? And so it's kind of
going to buy the same sweatpants he has.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. I want to dress like that guy or whatever, you know, whatever. It's kind of, and I have a feeling it has something to do with the social media world, is that a lot of people get their kicks on social media, and, you know, they see, you know, someone who's popular there, and they go, okay, let me try to emulate what this guy does, because he is obviously popular on, you know, on social media or whatever. Right. And so, I think the jam, the aspect of events and like getting ready for events and jams and stuff is not so important anymore, because you can still get the clout you were striving to get on social media now. Right. Whereas before, it's like, there is no social media. There's barely an internet.
It's just this jam this month, and that's it.
Exactly.
Go hard.
And I mean, there was maybe one jam. Yeah, there was one jam that you knew there was going to be a ton of people at. Right. And you were going to see a ton of B-Boys there. And all the other days, the only people you saw break was your crew of, you know, probably 3 to maybe 10 people if you were lucky, you know? And so that jam was like so freaking important to you that you were like, dude, okay, I gotta make sure that I'm hitting everything. And if someone's trying to battle, I'm going to smoke them or whatever, you know, you're coming correct every single time. And so it's kind of different.
Yeah. I think too, there was that influence in hip hop. Like, I mean, once again, taking it back to the mumble rap thing, you could see how part of the coolness of it is the conformity to be like, it's lit, it's wet, look at what I jump in that bed. You know, like if I can follow this formula, I can find success and be cool kind of thing. Yep. Whereas with the original, or not the original, but you know, when I was getting into it, it was like, okay, but flip it though. Like, don't act like the last person. Don't let that be a standard of coolness or a key to unlock your, street cred or whatever. Keep pushing it. Like flip the shit in another way to show that you actually are more creative and more intelligent and you can push this thing further. So I think that's kind of a big change that happened. And I think with the dress code, I feel like there was so much more other stuff involved in hip hop that was coming in, and part of it was like street culture, gangster stuff, martial arts, sport wear culture. You know what I mean? And after a while, it became like instead of looking like a character, I think you wanted to look like you could do more flares than the next person. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Kind of like, I will win by doing more instead of like, I will win by being totally different.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I mean, I just look at B-Boy. I guess I think the most definitive thing you could see is that people that break in this era versus people that break in like late 90s or so, it's hard to pin a style to that like late 90s, early 2000s era. But nowadays it's like I can probably think of maybe a handful of B-Boys that probably define that era very much so. And it'd be like somebody who's somewhat well-rounded, has like, decent power, every blow up type of freeze or whatever,
right.
Enough basic footwork to like, do a really nice CC or something. And, basically that kind of formula that works on the like BC1 level.
Right.
Yeah.
And so to take it a little further, this is one thing that I see as very popular now. It's a style of breaking. I call it one of everything. And the dude comes out and does one of everything. He does one top rock, one burn, one go down, one footwork, one transition, one spin, one freeze, one blow up, one beat hit, and that's it. And I feel like in their mind, they're like, I just did everything. You can't beat that. Like,
oh, yeah.
But it's like, yo, you had no style. You did the same. Like, shout out to those B-Boys that you described, because to me, those are the people now that are pushing this culture to new audiences and being the main influence now. That's like, this is what B-Boying is, so you have to be good like that. I think that is a part of it. It's important to respect that. But I think a lot of the younger heads, because of YouTube and social media, that's how they're consuming it.
Yeah.
They're sort of taking this to like basically pushing in the sporting direction rather than like back then it was like, nah, don't do that. You're being a biter right now. Or like, nah, man, come on, dude. Like, be different. Or like, you literally go in a group with your friends. You say, we're all going to be different from everybody else, but we're going to be together on this. Yeah. And so, I mean, I think there's still a lot of crews that do that, which is dope. I'm not trying to say that stopped. It's just, a lot of the jams and practices that I go to, I see a lot of B-Boys that are like the one of everything style.
Everything. Yeah, that's a way of describing it.
That's all good.
Yeah. No, one guy that I've always liked a lot is Yon. From
he's crazy.
Like, and the reason I like him so much is that he's not a one of everything B-Boy, but if say your style is just you love just doing top rocks or something, and you battle that guy, he's gonna answer you with just top rocks, and he might smoke you.
He's gonna rock your ass. Yeah,
he's gonna go. And then say you're just a power head or something, and you just do power against him, he might go, okay, well, here's some power moves too,
right?
And he might smoke you too. So it's kind of like
totally.
He is like an everything B-Boy, but he does have a definitive style too.
He has like a vocab in each of those things.
He's got a huge vocabulary.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it is. He's a dictionary of styles, or I don't know what to say, but he's
just different elements of B-Boy. And another thing that he does, which I like, is he throws his own style into it. You could see he's a guy that has obviously a very flexible back. You know what I mean? He's always doing like crazy rainbows where his foot's almost touching the ground, and back bends and crazy dolphin dives in and out of his power and shit. And like, that's dope. That's he discovered that probably very early on in his breaking, and that's like part of his style. He's a person that, if you see a silhouette of him breaking, you'll recognize him. Yeah. You know? Mm-hmm. And that, to me, those are always the greatest ones, because they have their style of how they move is like comes from the shape of their body, and then also probably their background, you know what I mean? And then going from there.
Yeah. Yeah, he does it really well. And what I'm talking about is where like sometimes I'll watch him and I'll go like, dude, what the heck did that guy just do? And I'll like have to rewatch the video or whatever, or hope there was a video that I could rewatch of it. And I'm just like, what the heck was that? That's crazy, crazy, crazy. And then like finally it clicks in my head. Oh, that was like a CC, but he just did his own little twist to it,
right,
and made it his own move. And I think that's like the dopest way to really like show that you understand the dance, is that you took a fundamental move that literally every B-boy does, and you made it into something that's your own, that was hard for someone who's been dancing for 20 years to like even recognize as a fundamental move, you know? And I think the first person I ever saw do that was Migas from Boogie Brats. Was like, when I first saw that guy, I was like blown away. I'm like, dude, what is he doing? It's like, it's like he's going in a different dimension or something, because it's like he had all these weird little things. It seemed like everything had it. It's like his hand would go this way, and then he was telling your brain to look at this, and then he would do something over here, and you're like, oh shoot, he tricked me. Right. And that's kind of like when I understood that, it's like he was tricking you the whole time. It's like a magic act almost. It made me want to like kind of do that. Is like trick you into thinking I'm gonna do something and then do something else, because I was like, that is like such a cool way to kind of blow someone up in a way. I call it flow up instead of like blow up.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. No, I used to love to watch that guy because he's amazing, the way his how fluid his movements are. And like when you say that term flow up, that really makes me think of like Circle of Fire, like Orb and Free.
Oh yeah.
Those guys are like that too. Like they will flow on you, and like it'll just blow you away. Like it's crazy. Because they're like control of the dance. Like they don't have to do. I feel like they're very well rounded, but it's more like just their own style. It's not like I did a power set with like swipe 90 flare, air flare. Like they just flow, and everything just fits together so well. Where you're like, whoa, damn.
It looks like they just made up their own dance in a way. And like when you see it, you're like, oh, what the heck is this? It's like it's like, I know it's breaking, but it's almost, it's almost different than breaking. But I mean, I guess that's the point. But I always liked Free a lot. I always liked Orb a lot. Circle of Fire, that's a very revolutionary crew, I think. Did a lot for the scene. I mean, and they still are, as far as I understand. They're still like out there doing their thing. I know Seth, he lives in the Bay Area. So I lived in Oakland for like 5 years, and so I would always like hang out with him, break with him and stuff. And so I know him. Yeah,
that's what's up.
He kind of has like a kind of capoeira style or something. It's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I love it, man. That guy's the homie too. Like shout out to Seth, Circle of Fire, all those guys. Bob the Balance.
Bob the Balance. I haven't heard that name in
a
long time. Yeah, that guy was good too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please click like if you liked it, or dislike if you thought it was whack. Either way, make some noise in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. And please subscribe if you're down with that broke boy and or broke girl shit. Thanks. Peace.